Hey guys, it's Julie at the Honolulu site giving you a heads up for what you can expect with our 1st through 5th grade kids this Sunday, December 6th. Our bottom line is God loved you first. How will you love others? And that's going to be the format for this month, is stating our bottom line as a truth and then a question so the kids can learn to apply it in their lives. We are looking at how God showed his love to us by sending us Jesus is our Bible story this week. So the first 10 minutes you're going to be getting the kids thinking about showing love and ask them questions about how they know that others love them. And there are questions in the lesson that you can do as they're just hanging out and getting to know them. And then the activity before the story is called Stick the Ornament on the Tree. It's like Pin the Tail on the Donkey, but Christmas version. So you're going to cut a big strip of paper, draw a Christmas tree on it. We've got these ornaments, just dot stickers, and a blindfold. The adaptation for this is that the other kids in your group are allowed to give the kid who has the ornament to stick on, they're allowed to give them directions of what to do, but only one. So each kid can give the other child, the one who's blindfolded, everyone else in the group can give them one direction about where to put their ornament. And the purpose of that is just that, putting up a Christmas tree can be fun, but it's hard work and it can be a challenge, especially if there are a lot of people involved with different opinions. And so we're going to hear in our Bible story today about a different kind of challenge and how other people play into that. Then you're going to get the kids together, watch the Bible story. Our theme for the month is compassion, caring enough to do something about someone else's need, and obviously looking at the story of Jesus, the Christmas story. So it asks you, in the setting up the story, it asks you to read a passage from 1st John. I went ahead and marked it in the Bible for you because it's a really small book. It's hard to find. But it's talking about how God showed his love by sending us Jesus, and that if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is shown to others through us. So take a minute to look at that. I can't really give you all the details on it in the video, but if you're the one introducing the story, just check that out. And then wrapping it up with, obviously the true meaning of Christmas is the reason we celebrate because of God's love and compassion for us. And we're going to have a triple dog dare, like from the Christmas Story movie. We're going to triple dog dare kids to find a way to share God's love with others this Christmas. So just like our bottom line, God loved you first. How will you love others? You could be the first person to share that story of Jesus with other people, and that's part of our role as Christians and followers of Jesus. And we have a prayer and our verse. Our verse this month is John 3:16, which is a very familiar verse to a lot of people, but God loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son. Anyone who believes in him will not die but have eternal life. So focusing on the purpose of Christmas, God sent his Son so that we can live fully and have eternal life. Then there are 3 activities to do after the Bible story. The first one is called Gospel Grab, and really it's a version of the game Spoons. When you read the directions in the lesson, there's a lot of details, but it's simple. We just wanted to make sure that it actually came across in a way that made sense. But these are what they're calling the Gospel Grab cards. So God loved us, God sent us Jesus, Jesus paid the price, we should love others. And then there are corresponding picture for each one of those. I'll try and get both of them on the screen for you. Okay, so God loved us, God sent us Jesus, Jesus paid the price, we should love others. So what you're going to do is you're going to share each of these with the kids. Then you're going to show them the cards, and they should match up. They can, match up which one goes with which words. And then they're going to take their own blank sheet and draw their own version of these. So they could draw the exact same, they could copy this, or they could come up with their own icon. But then they're going to cut them out and play the card game of spoons with each other in groups. And instead of spoons, we have the ever popular candy canes. So each kid can obviously eat one at the end too. but a little kind of like a craft in terms of drawing and cutting and stuff, but then there's also the game of grabbing. And maybe before you actually play the game, while they're drawing their pictures, or right after the game is done, you can help them make the connection that, if you were the first to grab a candy cane, everyone else followed as quickly as they could. So everybody else, you led the way, and then everybody wanted it really fast. How awesome would it be if we responded to God's love the way that we played this game? So we showed our example, and everybody wanted to follow that example too. And this is a great time. It prompts you to make it personal, to share your own story of coming to faith and your own story of coming into relationship with Jesus. And, were you hesitant at first, or did you catch on right away? Did you jump in? Did you wait? Did you ask a lot of questions? What was your own process of making that decision for yourself? That is going to be hugely powerful for our kids and how they process Jesus' love for them too. So don't leave that part out. And then the next one is very simple, and if that first one may take quite a bit of time, and that's okay. If you're running short on time, you can use this next one. They can just have it as a take-home sheet. It goes with our bottom line. It's called Compassion Challenge. So here's our bottom line. God loved you first. How will you love others? And their challenge is to share God's love with 2 people this week, and draw a picture or write out how they're going to do that. And you can obviously do this side by side with them. Another way to make it personal, another way to make that extra connection with them, that you're not just telling it to them, you're going to do it too. And one of the ways we talk about it at the Journey is through our Hope Christmas project. Maybe you've participated in that already, maybe you have plans to do that, but you can share it with them, and they could talk about it as a family. You can send this home, whatever you want to do. I'm sure it'll be great. And then the last one is called Fast Pass. It's a memory verse activity. We've just got some presents here. The kids are going to take the memory verse and chunk it out in sections. So 3 words, they say 3 words, pass it to the next kid. They say 3 words, next, around the circle, and then 2 words at a time. And then 1 word at a time, so that they learn those words and get them in their heart, and so they know them. And you talk about how God's gift, or Jesus, is like a gift to us, just like we receive gifts and give and receive gifts at Christmas time. That's part of why we do that. And reinforcing our bottom line, God loved you first. How will you love others? And then the last one is our prayer, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a prayer. The kids, if you did have time to do this, they can bring these to the circle. You can pray with them so that they are able to apply God's love in their life. And then the prayer is written out in the lesson for you. And when adults come to pick up the kids, you can just share about our Compassion Challenge, the ideas that the kids came up with, and just share that with parents so that they know, because otherwise the kids might not tell them, and it might just kind of get lost in the shuffle. So give them a heads up on that. I know that pickup time can be a little chaotic, but as best that you can. And thank you so much. I know that you guys love others, and I hope you experience God's love this week, and let me know if you have any questions.